All right, let's talk about a word you've probably heard a million times, DevOps. In the next few minutes, we're going to cut through the noise and break down what it actually is, why it matters so much, and how it's completely changing the game for building software. You know the feeling, right? You're excited for a new app or a new feature, but the release date just keeps getting pushed back. And then when it finally drops, it's kind of buggy. Well, a lot of the time, the problem isn't the code itself. It's the messy, chaotic journey that code takes to get from a developer's laptop to you. See, in the old days, the software world was basically split in two. On one side, you had the development team, the devs. They write the code, and their whole goal is to build new stuff and push it out fast. On the other side, you had the operations team, the ops folks. They're the ones who have to keep the servers running, and they care about one thing above all: stability. This created this infamous wall of confusion right down the middle, where both sides were kind of working against each other. And that friction, it led to absolute chaos. Deploying new software was this terrifying, manual, all-hands-on-deck event that often happened in the middle of the night. Bugs would only get found after everything went live, which is the worst possible time. And developers, they were spending half their time fighting with broken systems instead of actually, developing. It was just slow, it was risky, and it was super inefficient. And that's where DevOps comes in. Now, it's not a tool you can buy or a specific job title. It's a fundamental shift in culture. DevOps is all about tearing down that wall. It's a set of practices that brings development and operations together, automating and integrating everything they do. The whole point is to make the entire process of building and releasing software shorter, smoother, and way more reliable. So what do you actually get out of all this? Well, the goals are pretty clear. You can build things way faster. You can deploy that new code much more safely without holding your breath. The software you built becomes easier to maintain over time. All of this means you get your new ideas out to the world faster, and when you do, things are much less likely to break. It's not about choosing between speed or stability, it's about getting both. This whole philosophy is guided by three core principles, famously called the three ways. The first way is about systems thinking, basically looking at the entire process from start to finish and making the whole thing flow smoothly, instead of just fixing one little part. The second way is all about amplifying feedback loops. That means getting information from your live systems back to the developers as fast as possible, so they can fix problems in minutes, not days. And the third way is about creating a culture of constant experimentation and learning, where it's safe to try new things and even to fail, because that's how you get better. Okay, so that's the big idea, but what does it actually look like in practice? If you wanted to get into DevOps, what would you even need to know? Well, turns out there's a pretty clear path to follow. You'd start with the absolute fundamentals, getting comfortable with the Linux operating system and learning some basic scripting. From there, you master something called version control with a tool like Git. Then, you dive into the real heart of DevOps, CI/CD, or continuous integration and continuous deployment. That's the automation engine that makes everything go. After that, you learn about containerization with Docker, then how to manage all those containers with an orchestration tool like Kubernetes. And finally, you learn how to put it all together on one of the big cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, or GCP. All right, speaking of all that, let's zoom in on a few of the most important tools that really make the DevOps magic happen. The absolute bedrock of everything is Git. Think of it like a save button on steroids for code. It's a system that tracks every single change, who made it, and when. It's what allows hundreds of developers to work on the same project at the same time without stepping on each other's toes. It is the foundation. Next up is Docker. And this tool solves one of the oldest, most annoying problems in software development, the, well, it works on my machine problem. Docker lets you package up an application and everything it needs to run, all the code, all the libraries, into a neat little standardized box called a container. And that container will run exactly the same, no matter where you put it. So, if Docker gives you the box, what happens when you have thousands of those boxes to manage? That's where Kubernetes comes in. Kubernetes is the master coordinator. It's an orchestration system that automatically manages all your containers. It can scale them up when traffic is heavy, scale them down to save money, and automatically restart them if they crash. It's the brains of the whole operation. So just to make sure this really clicks, Docker provides the containerization. It's like this standardized shipping container that holds your code. Kubernetes provides the orchestration. It's the giant port with all the cranes, the ships, and the complex logistics system that decides where every single container goes and makes sure it gets there safely. One makes the box, the other manages the fleet. But the evolution doesn't stop with Kubernetes. The next massive shift in DevOps is already here, and it's being powered by artificial intelligence. And here, it's useful to note two different terms. You have artificial intelligence, AI, which is the big, broad idea of machines that can think and learn. But then you have this thing called generative AI, or Gen AI. This is a specific kind of AI that can actually create brand new things. It can write code for you, it can generate deployment scripts, it can even write documentation. And this isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. We have tools like GitHub Copilot that acts like an AI assistant, suggesting code as you type. We've got systems that use AI to spot problems in your application before a human ever could. AI is helping create infrastructure that can literally heal itself, and systems that can intelligently manage cloud resources to save a ton of money. So what this all means is that the job itself is changing. As this quote suggests, the future for a DevOps engineer isn't about sitting there and manually writing every single automation script. It's about becoming the person who trains and guides the AI systems that do all that heavy lifting. The job is shifting from pure execution to strategy. And that leaves us with one last, pretty big question to think about. If AI is getting so good at automating the work of the people who do the automating, what's left for us? What becomes the truly uniquely human skill in this field? Maybe it's things like high-level systems design, creativity, and the empathy to really understand what people need from the software we build. It's definitely something to chew on as this technology keeps pushing forward.